Welcome back to Flick Filter. I'm Big Diesel.
And I'm Mr. Bibbs. Today we are reviewing Quentin Tarantino's 9th film, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So, I guess we go into what it was about.
What was it about?
What is it?
Yeah.
What is it about? I think the best way to describe this film was we were looking at an actor's life who was past his prime and all the ups and downs that he's going through.
This film was really all over the place, and it didn't have much of a plot, which some people like it like that, some people didn't, but this is really about Rick Dalton, really just going through some hard times, played by Leonardo DiCaprio. And then his stuntman, Cliff Booth, played by Brad Pitt. And then it has Margot Robbie in it, which she didn't really have that important of a role, but she plays Sharon Tate, which I knew a little bit about Sharon Tate. I didn't know as much as, maybe I should have known, but kind of takes a different direction between what happened from what I heard.
Yeah, this was definitely a random film. It had a lot of Quentin Tarantino's touch on it. If you like Quentin Tarantino movies, you'll definitely like this one. It's a wild adventure movie, and you see all the crazy things that Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio get into.
It was made for comedy,
It was a comedy.
Right. The whole movie was a comedy.
Which I think this is, don't quote me, but I feel like this is the first time that we've seen Quentin Tarantino go after comedy. Instead of having comedic pieces in his actual work, this is actually meant to be a comedy.
Maybe. I'm not big. I haven't watched much of Quentin Tarantino's films, but I've watched some to get a feel of kind of what kind of director he is.
So, what was your favorite part of the movie?
The end.
Huh?
The end.
The end?
Pretty much. The end, yeah.
I agree.
I think the rest of it was just kind of like, all right, where are we going? Like, what's happening? Now, I will say, Leonardo DiCaprio, a phenomenal actor. He's very underrated, and you can tell there's some scenes where he's freaking out. There's some scenes where he's crying, and you feel that, you see him projecting that, and it's like, man, and it's crazy because we're looking at him act in a movie where he's acting, which is kind of meta.
He's acting as an actor that's acting.
Pretty much. And
it sounds like a difficult task to do, to be honest.
Right, but he nails it.
I completely agree with you there because his acting carried the movie. I would say that his acting carried the movie because
I'm sorry. Yeah.
You don't believe that?
No, I would say Brad Pitt carried him.
Brad Pitt.
For a minute. I'm sorry. I think Brad Pitt, just his character, the way they use, I think he pretty much carried the movie because yes, Leonardo was the star of the movie, but I think Brad Pitt just kind of that story kind of followed him. Because when he went to that ranch, which I did not know was supposed to be Charles Manson's ranch, I didn't pick up on that. There's some scenes that showed the guy who plays Charles Manson in the movie. I didn't pick up on that. This was kind of a true story till you get to the end. But anyways, it ties together at the end. Brad Pitt's more in the movie than Leonardo. I
think it's more of an even thing. To me, both actors had scenes that just kind of dragged out. Yeah. Of course, you see Quentin Tarantino's classic "I'm in the car riding with these people" scene. It seemed like it went on for 5 minutes when they were in the car with Brad Pitt.
Right.
Like he was driving all around town, It seemed like the main thing he was doing was driving places.
Well, I've seen interviews about what Quentin Tarantino talking about it. He mainly wanted you to feel like you were in this era. He wanted you to see the cars. He wanted you to see the billboards. He wanted you to see, everything that I think they were in California, like Hollywood Boulevard. He wanted you to see all these things that, he probably saw as a child. You know what I mean?
It was executed, but at the same time, I felt like the setting was really, I believed in the setting. All the cars were old. The sets looked authentic and real. The time period looked real. I just felt like we didn't need a 5-minute car driving scene with no dialogue to actually sell it because it was already sold. Now, me saying that, there were some great shots in there that he was using, like old school crane shots and pans and dollies and stuff like that. That was pretty good because, today, let's just face it, everybody's using drones and we see that stereotypical slow, really smooth drone shot. And this felt like, not only did it feel like it was a Hollywood movie, but it felt like it was a Hollywood movie in the way that it was filmed.
Yeah. And let's get into Margot Robbie. Now, I like Margot Robbie. I just feel like Sharon Tate being knowing who she is and how she got murdered, even though they kind of flip it for this movie in a way like, what if type of deal. What if, certain things were changed? How would it happen? What would it lead to, I mean? But I feel like I would have wanted her to have more to do. She didn't really have much to do.
She didn't. So what are your pros?
Yeah, just everybody's act. My pros is the shots, and definitely just Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio's not only chemistry but their acting.
Oh my goodness, you are not lying. Yeah, a little tip for the ladies, Brad Pitt still got it. I'm just saying. I'm a guy, I wouldn't really shout that out, but man's got it. He's like 50 and got a 6-pack.
I'm sorry, I didn't notice.
Cons?
Shoot, Margot Robbie's just whole. I wish she just had more to do.
Bro, you have a crush on Margot Robbie.
No, I don't.
Are you sure?
I am positive.
Okay.
No, I just think that she's got more to show as far as acting, and I feel like the movies that she's in, don't give her enough to show her acting prowess. So, this movie, she was just kind of a bimbo. She was dancing around. She was in, half-cut, bikinis or whatever, showing off her bodies. Then she was in a theater watching her performance, that was cool, but it was like Sharon Tate is supposedly this famous person that got murdered by the Charles Manson people, and you didn't. Not only do you go to a different direction, but you kind of don't give Sharon Tate, much.
I think my con would be just a little bit of the lack of the plot in some areas.
Right.
Because unfortunately the whole Sharon Tate part, like you said, kind of dragged to me.
Right.
When she was going to the movie theater to watch her own movie. Just, there wasn't any conflict between Leonardo DiCaprio or Sharon Tate or Brad Pitt. And that half of that part of the movie, that little chunk, just kind of felt like it dragged on for forever.
However, another thing was Bruce Lee. The way they used Bruce Lee, it was crazy. I don't think it's a spoiler to just say,
I don't really spoiled anything to tell you.
I don't believe that Now, I don't know if this actually happened, but it's hard to believe that Clifford Booth, even though he was a stuntman, kind of laid Bruce Lee on his behind. I just don't believe that.
So you don't think that Clifford could take Bruce Lee in the fight and win?
I don't know. As much as I heard about Bruce Lee, he's a legend in martial arts. I think he could.
That may have been some Hollywood.
Right. And then the way Bruce Lee was talking or whatever, the guy who played him did a phenomenal job. But I think the direction that that he was going, I really wish they didn't play Bruce Lee for comedy. Like once I saw the guy, oh, this is supposed to be Bruce Lee, I immediately sat on the end of my chair because I like martial arts and fighting like that. So I was like, okay, this is gonna be legit. And it was cool, but it was like, dang, that was just used for comedy. And Bruce Lee was like, sit down.
So what would you rate this?
4.5.
You rate it 4.5?
I would say 4.
I'd give it a solid 4.
Yeah.
It was better than average, and it would have been excellent if it wasn't for those parts that dragged.
Well, that's it for today. Thank you for watching our video. If you like this, like the video, share and subscribe. Click the bell to enable alerts. And as always, see you later, guys.
God bless.
Okay.
I didn't have breakfast, so this looks appetizing.
You just had breakfast. You just ate.
I don't consider it eating when Chick-fil-A forgets my sauce.